Hi everyone. I'm a huge lover of costume jewelry. And I was never a really big fan of copper jewelry, but ever since I understood the properties of copper and how it helps health-wise, I started to grow an affinity for copper jewelry. I think also people's tastes change, and as you get older and your taste gets more sophisticated, so does your taste for the clothes you wear, your decorating styles, and for me, costume jewelry. This is a fabulous tribal piece of copper jewelry. It has different metal mixes, including brass, copper, different sizes, styles, shapes. It even has copper that is tarnished. This sort of looks like a penny even, but it's not. But wearing copper jewelry really helps with your arthritis and pain and inflammation. So imagine wearing a necklace like this around your neck if you have neck pains. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Here's another copper necklace. And these are things that I find at flea markets, yard sales, thrift stores. This one here has an enamel jump ring, which that's what I fell in love with this piece here in particular, was that jump ring. But it also has these beads. And this is another necklace that you can wear around your neck, or you can even twist it around your wrist like this. So a lot of people wear copper around their wrists for arthritis. And so instead of wearing a plain simple copper piece, why not wear something like this? Here's an interesting piece. It's not really copper per se, but it has that copper color. This is a vintage purse, and I just think it's fabulous. Here's another version of that purse, another vintage purse. Look at the way the color of that copper comes out, and it's perfect for the fall. Right now we're in October, and so copper is found in the earth, and so it's almost like copper is in the veins of the earth, just like blood veins to your body. And so copper helps the flow of energy throughout your body, just like the veins helps the flow throughout your body. So it's really important to have copper in your diet, to have copper in your life. And so why not wear something fabulous like this? This is a copper choker with beautiful turquoise. And I recently got this maybe 6 months ago at a thrift store, and I think I paid $4 for it. And I bought it because of the copper in it. And I knew that if I ever had back pains or neck pains or even possibly a headache, I would probably wear this necklace. This is another interesting piece of copper. This is an enamel piece. It has like a painter's palette theme to it. This is the way the back is constructed. Don't know if that's a repair or if that's the way it came, but I love the colors, and so I bought this anyway. I think I paid $1 or $2 for it. This is another copper piece. It's a copper brooch, probably from the 60s. It has this marbling of enamel, and when you put your hands through it, you can feel the bumps of the different textures. Can't really see it as much as you can feel it, but this is an enamel piece, and these pieces became very popular in the 60s. This is a very nice coloration. I just like the way the color picks up the light, almost like stained glass. And here's another example of enameling that was very, very popular in the 60s. This is a beautiful bracelet. Now this bracelet, you can still see the molten glass, and this one's in pink, almost like a quartz, rose quartz with peridot against a white enamel background. And then the back is also constructed with enamel. And the nice thing about this piece is that because it has the enameling in the background, it won't tarnish or turn on your wrist when you wear it, but it'll give you the properties of copper in a very stylish way. This happens to come with the matching earrings. Again, this was very popular in the 60s. You can see how it's like the glass molten is raised. Really gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I love this piece. I think I wore it maybe once. I probably should wear it more often. You can't really talk about copper without talking about some of the more famous copper designers. This is a cubist brooch made by a very famous copper designer. His name was Rabajes, and he was a Dominican Republic immigrant that came to New York in the 1930s, I believe, and he started to create these pieces in Greenwich Village. And they were all made by hand. They were hammered and cut all by hand by him. And well, he started out with him, and then he hired some people to help him with it. And this is his cartouche. As you can see, it says Rabajes on there. He was very influenced by the Surrealist painters. And as I said, he lived here in New York, and he had a studio in Greenwich, and then he moved it up to Fifth Avenue. Rabajes copper jewelry is highly collectible, pretty expensive. I was fortunate to find this brooch about 2 years ago at a thrift store for $3, and it retails for quadruple that. So if you ever see a Rabajes copper piece, grab it. Not only is it going to benefit you medicinally, but it's also going to benefit you financially as well if you decide to sell it. I love copper because of the way it looks, that redness. And as I said, I may have mentioned that Venus is the keeper of copper. She was born up of Cyprus, where most of the copper was found. And if you saw that Birth of Venus by Botticelli, you can see Venus coming out of a clamshell from the waters of Cyprus with her gorgeous, gorgeous copper hair. And that's what this reminds me of, the Birth of Venus. She's gorgeous. Look at her. What was interesting about this copper piece, and I bought this maybe about a year ago, I want to say. Again, I didn't start collecting copper until recently. But I bought her because I thought she was very interesting, that this is more of a Victorian motif. Again, she kind of reminds me of Venus, who is the keeper of copper. And she has, oh, I never really noticed, but she's nude. Still a beautiful, gorgeous piece. Look at the way the back is constructed. It's a nice sized piece. Really, really beautiful. This copper piece here is an oldie but goodie. This copper is probably, again, from the 50s or 60s. And I love the way it has that interesting patina. And just like Rabajes was influenced by Cubism and Surrealism, so is this piece here. Unfortunately, it's not marked, but it does look like someone handmade it, and it's a very high quality piece. And it has some weight. And I love that it has this interesting necklace. And I do wear this. I wore this not too long ago. This is a really pretty piece. And sometimes I imagine what this is. I say it's a sheep. Sometimes I even say it's a cat. What do you think it is? Let me know on the comments what piece you think this is. This is a great, great piece. Love this very, very much. Here is a brooch that I got maybe 2 weeks ago, because I knew I was doing this copper video. And unlike the other copper pieces that I have, this one is a little bit different. It has that Chantilly Spanish filigree workmanship to it, but it's made with copper instead of silver or gold. I like that it has that cha-cha movement. It's very kinetic. You got that piece up here too. It's triple layered, so you got 1, 2, and 3 layers As I said, it's the filigree work. Look at the way the back is constructed, and it's not marked, but I love this piece. This is a really, really nice costume jewelry piece that I could probably even wear in my hair. This piece here I bought maybe 2 years ago. Maybe even longer than that, actually. I remember buying this when I was still living in Long Island, so that might have been 5 years ago. So this is a stained glass piece. It's a leaf motif with the fall foliage that we're having now in October here in New York. This is a very apropos piece. It also has these swirly swirls with these cute little beads. That gives it an extra nice little touch. If you spread them out like that, it's a really, really nice piece. The owners of Renoir, Mr. Fels, F-E-L-S, was a New York native. His father would give him 10 cents to travel to New York City from Brooklyn to the Met, where he studied design and architecture. And no doubt he was influenced by some of the famous impressionistic artists such as Renoir and Matisse, and that is why he called his company Matisse Renoir. He used the two most famous artists as his logo for his company. This piece here is a book piece, and it is a beautifully constructed copper piece. It has the Renoir etched behind here with this gorgeous enameling, and this piece is called Forever, again in that leaf motif. And I think the reason why they use a lot of fall motifs is because copper has that orangey look, the way the leaves change. So this is a Renoir piece. Here is another Renoir piece, and I purchased these at thrift stores. You can see here it says Renoir on the clasp. Believe it or not, it has some weight to it. You can't really see that, but I can tell you that it has weight to it. It's not a flimsy piece. Look at all that copper, you know? And this is a really, really nice bracelet. And I bought this at a yard sale, and I only paid $1 for it. I couldn't just not show you these copper pennies. Copper pennies also have medicinal value to it. In fact, if you ever got stung by a bee or a hornet or any one of those big bees, take a penny and tape it onto the bee sting and leave it there for 15 minutes, and it will cure your bee sting. It will stop it from swelling. Value. This piece, I was so excited, and it was because of this piece that I decided to do the copper jewelry video, because I felt like I had enough copper stuff to, you know, have something of substance. This was a belt, and this was from the early, I believe it must be late 50s, I want to say, early 60s. This is marked at the corner here. It says Renoir. This is a small, so this doesn't fit me, but that's okay. I'll show you some other similar copper belts that Renoir was known for. That's actually, it might be the 50s, because he did these belts based on his designs for bracelets and necklace. And so he just copied the same design for belts. And so imagine if you have backaches or hip aches, wearing this copper belt would be a perfect homeopathic medicinal. I mean, it's not going to hurt you. It's just going to make you look fabulous. If anything, you just got to find a belt that fits you. Unfortunately, this doesn't fit me, but it certainly fit my daughter. But imagine wearing this belt, you know, isn't that cool? I just think I love it. It has that from the 40s, it has that design of tread tracks. So I think the bracelets were designed first, and then they used the bracelets as designs for these belts. I bought this belt less than a month ago, and I paid about $3 for this belt. And I checked online recently, and currently they're retailing for about $100. So look out for your belts, people. This piece right here is a fabulous piece. This is in the book, and this is an unsigned copper piece, and the book even states that it's unsigned. I'm going to show you a picture of it. When I saw this piece, I was ecstatic to purchase it. I don't know what it's really worth, but I paid about $25 for it because I knew what it was, and I was willing to spend a little bit more than I normally would spend. And it has the matching earrings. What I love about this piece is the way it's constructed. Each piece is hooked onto the next. So in theory, I can just pull this out like this. You see that? So you just hook it. So I love that it has that unique construction. And in the back, you have this rivet. And can't really see it. Even without the camera, you can't really see it. But it spins. See how it spins round and round? So the construction on this piece is just amazing. And the fact that it's a book piece, anytime you find jewelry that's in any of the books, and I have tons and tons of costume jewelry books, it adds a cachet or a value to it. I think 10 to 20% depending. Can't not show you these amazing Renoir brooch set. This is a very famously known Renoir Matisse set, and this one has a cartouche. And you can see it says here Renoir, and the earrings say that too. The earrings have silverbacks, and it says Renoir. This is a painter's palette, and as I said, he was heavily influenced. Mr. Fells, the owner of Renoir, Matisse Renoir, he was heavily influenced by the artists in the museums from New York, even though Renoir of California. At some point, he moved over to California. So this is perfect for the artist, and it's perfect for me because I started to do some artwork now. But I love these. They have these in all different colors. So if you wanted to start a collection, this is the perfect collection to start. You can start by collecting all the different colors of Renoir painter's palettes. I'll show you a picture of that. But this is just, I just love this piece. Look at that. Look at the way it's substantial, it's big, and it's beautiful. Here is 3 gorgeous, gorgeous copper bracelets. So for those who have arthritis and you want something really stylish to wear, why not wear something like this instead of a plain, simple band? This is gorgeous pieces of copper. These are made by a Mexican artist named Marx, hecho en Mexico, which means made in Mexico. So with abalone inlay. I've seen these in all different kinds of shapes and characters, including one with Cleopatra in it. Just really, really, really beautiful. How could I be remiss and not show you this piece? My favorite. I just love, 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 love this piece. This doesn't have a maker's mark on it. I don't know who made it. I don't know anything about it, what year it was made. All I know is that I love it. And this is copper, and it has an etched edge to it. The back does not. The back is just the copper piece. The clasp is just a simple, and you hook it on like that. But it's just so beautiful. And I bought this maybe a year ago at the thrift store. This is what it looks like. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about copper jewelry, I would highly recommend you get this book. Let me just... This is called Copper, A Different Luster, and Copper Art Jewelry, Burkholz and Kaplan. And I will show you some of the pictures, some of the pictures from this book. Okay? I would highly, highly recommend you to get this book if you're interested in copper jewelry. One last thing I want to show you is my copper pan. This is actually one of my favorite cooking pans. So even with cooking is good health. Cooking good food in good health in copper pans. Copper pans are great because they transfer the heat very evenly. And if you've never cooked with a copper pan before, you should try cooking with it now. I hope you enjoyed this copper jewelry edition. Health benefits of wearing jewelry, specifically copper jewelry. And I really enjoy doing these videos. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Please leave me some comments. These things are very important for me to feel like, you know, the effort and the energy I'm putting into this work is something that people are interested in watching. So without further ado, ciao.